Hey guys, welcome back to the video. In today's video, we're gonna be doing what if Spain had an empire? So Spain has had an empire in the past. I do know that, but this is just if they had an empire in the modern day. Also, it's completely unrealistic. There is no NATO, no UN, none of that. So it is completely unrealistic. Like it's all this would never happen in real life. So the first thing that Spain's going to be doing is recruiting a lot more troops and building up a lot more infrastructure. We're also going to buff them a little bit just to make it a little easier on them. But don't think that this is just going to make life super easy. Why is my computer not charging? Hold up, 1 second. I probably just need to unplug a couple things. Okay, there we go. Are we charging now? Yeah, we're charging. Okay. Too many things plugged in. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So, Spain, they're going to make a quick little invasion, quickly invading country of Andorra, and yeah, they fall in a matter of like a day or two. They really do not hold out for long. But don't think that's quite it. Spain is going. Yeah, Spain has started their empire. Much change to their land borders, but Spain is going to make a big conquest, and they are going to declare war on Portugal. But this war is not just going to be looking like this. It might be looking a little bit different, um, especially with like it's just going to be looking a lot more different. But for the start of days, it's going to be looking like this. So for the first little bit, Spain is going to be steamrolling over Portugal. They are going to make it. They're gonna cut. They're gonna gain the upper half of Portugal, but the lower half is able to hold out a little bit better. And well, that's good for them. No, that's good for Portugal, not good for Spain. But Spain is still stronger, so Spain is able to make a little bit more of a push into the northern half, taking out a little panhandle that they had, uh, and they are now. Portugal is now getting pushed back, but Portugal is finally able to put a stop to the northern advances. The southern push does go a little bit better again, like it is able to push out, but eventually, Portugal is able to put a little bit of a stop to these invasions, and even make a little bit of a push off the border of them. Like they are able to make some land grabs into Spain. But you see, Morocco, they realize that they are next because um, they have Spain has these little land grabs right here off of the coast of Morocco. So they go ahead and declare war on Spain without Spain even really realizing for the first couple days. And these little exclaves, they fall pretty much immediately. Meanwhile, a little invasion does actually make into the southern parts of Spain. So Spain is starting to lose a fair amount of ground, more than they have gained land, actually land wise. But in war wise, they technically have gained more than they've lost. So Spain's going to focus a little bit more on Portugal, but their advances are stopped completely, with them having to redirect some more forces over to where Portugal is pushing in, because Portugal is now actually making some good advances, as well as Spain is right before they do keep on pushing, and they do eventually reach this area of like they do just capture the rest of the southern part of Portugal, but they also redirect a lot more forces down onto Morocco, trying to take out Morocco before it's too late. But it's not too late because Spain is well, Morocco, they are able to keep their little grab down here. Actually, hold on, I'm going to change that. They're able to keep a little space right here, but Spain is also able to push back out and take back their little exclave, as well as push out into the Morocco from this little exclave. So Morocco, they are now also starting to realize their mistake. But this is all desert, pretty much over here, like all right here. It's all desert. So you can just see Spain creeping along the coastal line, and I believe the Moroccan capital is around right here. But a lot of like, so what ends up happening is all of these, like, okay, hold on, I'm just gonna do something quickly, guys. So you see these islands? Yeah, they don't exist. They, okay, none of these islands exist. These ones don't exist no matter what. Okay, so yeah, there we go. But finally, Spain and the United Kingdom work out something. And you must be wondering, what are they working out? Gibraltar, okay? So Spain regains Gibraltar. Oh, I can't say it right now. But yeah, you know what I mean. They regain that land right there. And, but, um, at, they do technically, just get a lot more money. Like they get like a lot of money for it. So you can see the United Kingdom probably invading Ireland with this new war. Why is my computer about to blow up? I'm kidding. But yeah, so you have Spain able to push back the Portuguese invasion, but this was more so just a movement of troops from Portugal and just pushing in deeper into the Spanish territory, and they are actually starting to make some good gains now. And Portugal has finally gotten their front line up together. And yes, I do know that Portugal and the United Kingdom are actually allies, but for this timeline, we're just gonna ignore that. Just completely ignore it. But eventually, we're gonna have Portugal able to push Spain back to here, even reaching a little bit back over here, and looking something like this. So, also as well, they push a little bit deeper into the southern area where Spain was struggling earlier, because Spain is going back to struggling. But eventually, Spain is able to put a stop to this, and as well push back the massive push in from Portugal. And finally, Spain was able to re-push and take back some land. Well, not take back, but just regain some land. So, yes, Portugal can still technically invade Spain, but there's no point of doing that, because honestly, at this point, you might just want to hold like this area where your capital is. So, yeah, good, I guess, but not good. Finally, Spain is also able to push out Morocco from mainland, and yeah, it's just looking a lot better now. So, oh my gosh, I missed. Okay, they make another naval invasion into they take back their exclave, and well, finally, able to pretty much capture most of the coastline of the northern area. So they have no more coastline on the Adriatic Sea. I believe that's called what it's called, Adriatic Sea. Wait, hold on. I can probably see this right now. Hold up, guys. I'll check. Uh, wait, hold up. What? I swear this is called the Adriatic Sea. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Is it not called the Adriatic Sea? Oh, okay. Wait, no, no. So I'm completely wrong. I'm a little goofy, you know. The Adriatic Sea is over here, right? Uh, the Mediterranean Sea. That's why I got mixed up. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. My brain was spacing. Um, the Mediterranean Sea. So yeah, Morocco has practically lost all of their coastline on the Adriatic Sea, but finally, it's starting to. It's this war is going great for Spain at this point. So people are starting to take back money and support from Portugal if they did send support. So I guess that's good. Also, um, we have Spain able to push deep, like pretty deep into not Moroccan, Portuguese territory until not Morocco, Portugal finally surrenders. But don't think this war is quite over. There's still a fighting hope, and it is Morocco. I'm kidding. Morocco's just getting steamrolled right now. Yeah, they. So yeah, okay, guys, it's just me. Okay, wait, hold up. Just look at this. So it looks like a face. So here's their eye, and then here's like their nose, right? And like their mouth is like right here, right? Like look at this. Like, tell me this does not look like a face. Like this looks like a face. Like nose, right? So eye, forehead, then nose, and then mouth. Like that. That's a face. Okay, back to the video. But finally, technically Spain liberates. Actually, I don't even know what to do with this area. So you know what? I'm kidding. I'm not going to pull an Aegis Pro and just sink it to the bottom of the ocean. I'm just going to make Spain do a lot of naval invasions. By a lot, I mean one big one, and practically just take out the most of the southern area. And so yeah, this is what it looks like. Uh, Morocco, they have practically given up, but Spain's not. Actually, they tried to surrender, but like Spain just like said, "Nah, we're good," because they know that if they let the surrendering, they're not going to get as much land. And well, finally, a naval invasion happens over here, uh, closer to the capital, because I believe the capital is. Wait, hold up. I'll find the capital. Give me a second, guys. Hold up. Let me find. Okay. Um. Uh. Morocco. Okay, Morocco. Shut up. Okay, hold up. So, okay, so the capital's like right up here. Capital's like right there. Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. Okay, so with the with it looking like this, Morocco's starting to realize that our capital's about getting circled with this massive naval invasion down south and a spearhead now poking from the south one and the northern one, and they meet up and your capital's now encircled. So I don't really know what's gonna happen here. And obviously, so this isn't happening this fast. It's just like this is like taking months of work to do, especially pushing into the desert. There's really no big deal of pushing into the desert, so they kind of stopped. But they just wanted to make sure that there was nothing really able to like fight there. So they push up, finally capturing the capital. So this part of Morocco surrenders. The rest is told not to surrender, but the president died. There was like 3 more days of fighting, which Spain was like doing really good, and actually, the Morocco government that was like down here chilling, like, hold up, where's another major city? Uh, yeah, I don't know if I can say this right, but I can't say it right. It's like right there. That's where he's chilling right now, and like, yeah. So he said we're not gonna surrender following our leader's commands. A week passes, and like Spain is at the doorsteps of you, and you surrender. So yeah. So Spain is going to do just yeah. Spain's going to do. Oh my gosh, I can't move up my chair. Okay, yeah. So Spain's going to practically just fully annex them. Practically, I mean like most of the important land, because they don't really need anything else. Um. So yeah, they're gonna take the northern part and then down some. So this part right here, and then this they're gonna take southern Sahara, I believe it's called. Oh, I didn't mean to slap my microphone. Sorry, guys. Let me slap you. Also, they're going to take the southern line coastline of actual Morocco. and then the rest is going to be left just to Morocco. And I wonder if I did actually leave them with any major cities, because I'm actually looking at a map of Morocco. Yeah, I actually did, like, right there, so. Yeah. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like. But, to actually appease, are I know what it is. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't. I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, wait, hold up. Okay. Um, I know what it is. Okay, yeah, just give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Okay. It is Algeria. There we go. So yeah, to appease Algeria, I'm kidding. Actually, Algeria can't get that much land. I don't think that be right. So yeah, Algeria doesn't get that much land, but they do get some land. Not really given to them, but more so kind of taken. So Spain's not so happy about that because they were wanting to make this into a puppet. Actually, I'm gonna have it coming up like this. So yeah. So now with the rest of Morocco being promised to be freed, they are freed. Surprisingly enough, the Southern Sahara is still a iffy topic, discussed with everyone. They're like, okay, what do we talk? What are we gonna do about that? Because obviously, we need to do something about it. Because, like, Spain technically didn't invade the country. Do we give it to Spain, or do we just not give it to Spain? Eventually, it is decided on to give it to Spain and the southern colony. Like, obviously, like, yeah. Um, and it kind of just looks like. So yeah, the new borders look like this, and Spain's happy about this. Portugal and Morocco are not. Um, Also, Morocco's going to be under like control for a little while. Like Morocco's going to be under control for like the first couple weeks, just to make sure that there's like nothing trying to go on, trying to mess with Spain's new colonies. And well, something does happen. They rebel, thinking that they weren't going to get their land back. And well, that gives Spain a chance to invade them and annex the rest. So yeah, if Morocco didn't do that, then they probably would have stayed alive. But no, you had to do that. So very silly mistake on your part. But at the end of the day, it's all good. So Spain still has a lot more ambitions. They probably want to go invade over here in North America. Probably take out Algeria because they no longer like Algeria. And probably moving to some of France. Not France, but probably moving to some of Europe. But a lot of countries know that there's going to be a trying for that. So a little bit of a defensive alliance does start up between France, actually not the United Kingdom, France, Algeria, and some of the Caribbean. For example, Cuba. Yeah, just most of the countries down here. So that's what it kind of looks like right now. So good, I guess. But as well, Tintuian joins. I said that so wrong. I already know I did. Oh dear lord. Okay, I'm gonna get bullied in the comments for that. And there are a lot more people that want to join this alliance, but it's mostly just like the Spanish enemies, so they didn't. But we're going to have Spain saying, "Hey, you only live once." So they declare war on all of the countries. Yes, all of them, like at the same time. Obviously, this is Spain's video, so they might live, but I've been killing off a lot of empires lately, so who knows? But eventually, you're gonna have, not eventually, but you're gonna have Spain making the first move and pushing into this part of France because that's really not where it's too mountainy. And I know it's like a wall of mountains right here, like right here, but like I'm just gonna say like Spain used hot air balloons to just drop tanks over the mountains. So yeah, but they're gonna make pushes on the coastal line because that's where it's more populated and less rocky. So yeah, but they're gonna make a naval invasion into the island of France. I know the name, I just can't remember it. So yeah, they're gonna make a naval invasion into the west, the western part of the island. Meanwhile, Spain pushes up top, not making too much land gains in the first couple days of the war, but the very next week they plan out a naval invasion. Surprisingly, it goes successfully, even though it was like very off the bat. It was just like go and done, and everyone's like, "How did you just manage to pull that off?" And Spain's even like, I don't know. But eventually, Spain, a Spanish warship is seen um, off the coast, and they make a naval invasion, take the island, and make another naval invasion and take this. But obviously, Cuba is stronger than the troops over here, so like Cuba is going to be flooding over here and sending over a lot more troops. But another naval invasion happens over here in the eastern part, and well, yeah, it's just not looking good for our our countries over here in the Caribbean. Jamaica also gets naval invaded, and their capital is taken. So, um, yeah, I don't really think Jamaica would be able to do anything. I'm sorry, Jamaica. You probably wouldn't be able to do anything. But as but eventually France uh, kind of doesn't do anything for the first little while because a lot more countries are starting to threaten joining this war. For example, like it's gonna be a faint red. It's gonna be a very faint red, but like no, this is pink. I don't want a pink. I want like a faint red. Okay, so there's gonna be like, nope, still two there. It's still two there. Okay, yeah. So you can somewhat see the difference. So yeah, Germany, Italy, uh, Belgium, Luxembourg, France, like a lot of countries are starting to threaten France's safety in this war, and it's also Greece is starting to threaten. No, not Greece. They have an alliance with France. Actually, that drags them into this war. So, guys, look at that. I'm doing something like that's realistic. France and Greece defending each other. So yeah, a lot of countries bordering France are starting to threaten them though. But Italy is going to be the first one to declare war, hoping that they will get the rest of the island, and they are actually able to take out the rest of the island. But as well, they start a little push into France, um, making some land gains up here in the north. But still, France is able to hold off the invasions, and but down here in the south, they make a naval invasion into the micronation of of. Oh, I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. What is it called again? No, I know it. I know it. What is it? What? Okay, I should know it. Wait, hold up. What is it? Monaco. Yeah. So they make a naval invasion to the uh, Morocco. They make an invasion, and that just makes them able to push out into here. So France, they do have quite a bit of trouble now. with another country joining, and that's being Belgium and Luxembourg. Uh, but they're not really gonna be able to do too much trouble for France. Like they're even less successful than Italy. So like they make some pushes into the first few days, but like without Germany or the United Kingdom backing them, it's not looking so good for them. So with this, they are actually able to make some pushes and like push the French away from the border, which is like a shock to every single person in the whole wide world. Everyone's like, "Huh? How?" Damn. Okay, I just heard like a big motorcycle go round outside my window. Crazy. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. But yeah, so we have our next country joining, and it is going to be the United Kingdom. But it's not for the reason why you think it is. It's to invade Ireland. Um, but Ireland's just gonna fall. Honestly, I don't want to do that invasion. It's always so long. But eventually, United Kingdom is also able to push out into here, into France, and well, France is breaking. I realize this now. I bully France in every single one of my videos, practically. Even if they're not involved, like they could be like an Asian video, and I'll just say like, yeah, this country's as bad as France. Like I just bully France. I don't know why. I just like to. But finally, Spain is able to make a actual push, and with all these front lines now appearing over like days, it does free up a lot of Spanish troops from this front line, and even actually able to make them have the most land gains. And well, the first border of France is divided, and it's between Italy and Spain. Oh my gosh, if I could color that in. So it's over here on the island, and Spain takes the land that they had. Meanwhile, Italy takes what they had. Obviously, they don't own this land yet, but it's practically theirs. Spain makes a naval invasion into the northern part of Algeria. Like, just not a naval invasion, but they just make a invasion and push out deeper into the. They just push farther into Algeria. Meanwhile, Italy finally does something in Africa, and actually, Spain and Italy they have finally became allies. So if you thought that there was tensions there, like I did, you're wrong. But Italy they made invasions into the northern part, well, the more eastern part of Tanzania. I don't know how to say it. I know I'm wrong. Let me check. Um, Tanzania. It looks like that. Okay, guys, you know what I'm talking about. They also take this island and make a push into the more southern eastern part. And Algeria, they are like very close to collapsing at this point. Um, Also, over here in the Caribbean, we have the United States stepping in as a foreign invader just to technically stop the Spanish. But don't think this is going to really stop anything from happening because the Spanish over here has already taken most of the land that they wanted. Um, they've even invaded some of the Bahamas, but like the Bahamas, they're still scared just to fight back, so they just let Spain take these islands. Actually, they completely just give them to him. To they just give them the islands. Like so, yeah, it's just really confusing. As well, but finally, the two powers that are now invading Cuba have made it. Spain takes the most of it because they've been here longer. Well, they've been in the war longer. Well, the United States takes the rest. And does this build tensions between the two countries? Yes, lots of tensions. But this is what our map's looking like so far. This is like a video that Russia does not get involved in. Germany has still not joined the war yet. Surprisingly enough, I'm also surprised. Yes, big shocker. But um, Spain makes a push into uh, the hearts of France, taking a major city, and well, it's just not looking good for France anymore. Well, it wasn't at the beginning of the war, especially with them getting tanks getting hot air ballooned over mountains onto them. And Italy is finally able to break the stalemate that they've been in for a long time. And well, Germany sees this and they're like, "Uh-oh. If we don't join now, then we're not getting any land." So Germany is going to make a very big jumping in this war, and they are going to send a lot of soldiers and a lot of money to the front line because they have both of them now. And now, finally, France is ready to surrender, but once again, Spain and Italy are saying no surrendering. If you guys take the peace treaty, then you get the land that you get. You don't get any more land when we decide that it's peacetime. Obviously, Spain knows that if Germany or the United Kingdom pieces out of this war, it's going to be harder to get if both of them pieces out of this war. It's going to be harder to capture Paris for them, and they might even have to sue for peace before, because honestly, it's looking like not Italy, Germany might drop out of the war pretty soon here, especially with the French being able to gather their things and like take control of their military and make a little bit of a pushback, especially over here closer to Germany, which the Germans were not so thrilled about. But the Spanish, they were like, meh, it's fine. Because with the British, they have done a lot of successful stuff. They have been able to take most of the coastline off of France, like the northern coastline. But over here in Africa, they surrender. They surrender, and they like fully surrender. Finally, another invasion happens, and it is Spanish and Italian troops. Spanish troops land there. Meanwhile, Italian troops land there, and they both just capture Greece with the helps of the Turks, because the Turks joined this war a while ago. Um, with the helps of the Turks. So, yeah, it's obvious. It's obvious that the Spanish are going to win, but France tries to drop a nuclear bomb. It gets launched up, like a plane picks it up, goes, and it gets dropped right here. Right? Obviously, it's not that big, but like it gets dropped right there. And France is like, oh, so we can't use nuclear bombs. Okay, because it gets shot down by Spanish in not even Spanish airspace. And when they fall, like when it falls, when the plane falls, it lands in a like French area, and with the French now being nuked by their own like government, um, the war is over. Everyone knows it's literally just the French versus the world. That's what it feels like. This area gets encircled. It's literally just called no man's land. So we're just gonna color that white because that's where radiation is and everything. So a push from both the British and the Spanish cut the this part of the coastline off the Pacific, and finally the push for Paris happens. Paris is like right there, I believe. But the Germans, they do finally go through Belgium, but with Belgium permission, which is weird because this has never happened before, so it's weird. As well, France is literally nothing at this point, but they are still not being allowed to surrender. Eventually, Paris is captured, and the rest of the troops are slowly wiped out until there's nothing left. So the peace treaty is gonna look something like this. Spain's gonna be taking quite a bit of land. Also, they are quite angry with the French trying to nuke them. So they're going to do what I like to do, break up the country into lots of little pieces. I enjoy doing that. It's fun. Italy's going to be taking also a decent chunk. And the Germans, they are going to, they're going to be quite thrilled about this loss. Well, not loss, but you know what I mean. The British, they are going to take some land. They're going to take this little part right here. The British did a lot in this war. Like, it didn't look like it, but they did. They did do a lot. They were actually with the Spanish fighting down here, with the Italians fighting over here, with the Germans fighting over here. Belgium, they're thrilled about this loss because they gain land, and well, it's just looking good for them. Luxembourg gains nothing. Actually, they lose land. How much land? Their whole country to Germany. So, yay, I guess. Not really. That's not really a yay. I don't know why I said yay. But as I said, the British gets this land, and obviously Ireland. So that's where they were mostly rewarded. That's their war spoils. Um, as well, Spain is going to come over here and finally de-escalate the tensions by just saying, well, USA, you want to know something? Whoopoosh. And the USA gets sunk to the bottom of the ocean. We're just not going to talk about this. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. The USA gets sunk to the bottom of the ocean. No, I'm kidding. Okay, no, I'm kidding. I realized that. No, I was kidding. But they do actually de-escalate the problem by just saying, here, you give us this land and we'll just leave you alone. And the USA says, fine, take the land. And eventually this is able... Oh, that is way too big. Finally, the War of the Caribbean is over. And Spain is back in the Caribbean, I guess. And now, as well, it's a little messy up here, closer to that little nuclear bomb area. It's not looking so good for them, for that area. But you do actually have it's just becoming its own separate, separated land by Spain. So Spain did something good. They just said, here, this is just going to be its own separate land. No one's going to control it. This is not land that we can control. Finally, it's time for the breaking up of the French. And, well, this goes over. This is a French, not French. This is a Spanish puppet. So we're going to color Ewing red. Whatever's blue is going to be for the British. And you get it. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean color you like that. Okay. So we're gonna have green for the Germans. Orange for the Belgiums. For Belgium. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then we'll have purple for Italy. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're just gonna say that this whole area never happened because I don't really want to draw up a peace treaty for this. I already got to draw a peace treaty for the rest of the area. Yeah, there we go. What else? Oh yeah, I guess this is Spanish as well. That's Spanish. Okay, so that's all Spanish territory. I should probably color that in now. I'm realizing that now. Like, color it over the borders. So yeah, that's what they gain. Italy gains all the land that they were promised. A lot of countries, they were hesitant for the first little while just to split up. France, knowing that they are a major power they still do have nuclear bombs. But countries knowing that the French government is dead, they aren't as scared to split up anymore. But they still are going to, they're still hesitant for the first little while, until Italy goes ahead and starts getting close to the German area. So Germany's like, okay, fine, we'll take some land. The Germans, they take a decent chunk, actually taking some from Belgium. Belgium gets a little puppet as well. and the British, they are welcome with more war spoils again, and the British get this, the Belgians get this, the Germans get this, and the Italians get that. So it's looking good for them. Italy is actually completely given Tanzania, and the rest of the land goes over to like this land goes over to Spain. Okay. Uh-huh. 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 I see how it is. I see how it is. There we go. So yeah, this land's just given over to Spain. Meanwhile, the rest is good. Just letting them free. So, yeah, this is what the world looks like now. With France looking like that, it's definitely over. There's no coming back for France. Or is there? No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Bye.